Greetings, everybody. Do you like suffering? Do you like watching people suffer? So do I. Coming back at you guys with more Nurgle. So I thought, wouldn't it just be fun if we just went to war with everybody? I mean, why not? It's your sense of adventure. Alright, so let's tank our reliability rating, but first, let's get a little bit of couple pennies. Okay, Legion of
Supreme, who may
Chaos.
aid me in the extinction of this thrice cursed world if you so wish. So,
Suppose. Pretty sure Corn has more money. Do that last. Come back to that.
The gods might compel me to kill.
Mine as
but
well. As soon as I see humans, they'll come after me. And declare war. Further interaction with that guy. Corn. Done. Idiot. Makari.
could you concoct a fate?
One of his early game punching bags.
Will you save
Join
the
war
taste
against
of
Corn.
ecstasy with me?
369. Big Corn. Hey, 11 gold would actually be necessary.
You cannot hide your true intentions from us.
I'm actually not gonna choose that. I'd prefer they don't instantly send me.
Come see what boons I have for you.
430.
Dominance!
Tong.
Your life is forfeit. If you accept that, we can make a pact. I concur.
Okay.
Sinch has brought
He's gonna stick both of his fingers in my ass.
a good
Going to war
day.
with each factions is the
Keep
worst.
paying
Also,
your respects to me.
your mom. Secondly,
Festering fools.
yeah, festering fools indeed. We have a few mods to help out because Nurgle is a pretty undeveloped pile of dog shit. I'm assuming they have plenty of options for DLC. One of them is look a little different. Different looks. Another is a small attrition immunity kind of nerf to the AI because, I mean, if you read some of the text of some of the plagues, if you're shitting your bowels out, a lot of people are probably dying. Not one person out of 90, you know, in an army or whatever. Another is military buildings provide garrison. These are not big changes. Another thing is there's this new like garrison building which allows us to get mortal chaos people. So that's pretty much it. Different symbols, so different character icon art. I even think Kugath is different. Some of these guys are. I don't think they're. It's just some beautification mod. No. Yep. And then Kugath needs to be hit with a plague. And we can get this ball of depression rolling. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then Mucus runs. Yeah, Vanguard deployment. See, normally I go for the, the constant vomiting one with the Rot Plague because it also gives you Nurgling. Let's do the Aggie one and go down for, well, I mean, a lot of money sounds good, but I can't one-turn buildings, because it's gonna get crazy. Around turn 15 or so, the game's gonna get like almost impossibly difficult. So what lets me consolidate my first providence? Really, it's the constant vomiting is kind of the best. Arid flatulence is negative to armor. Bleeding ears is control. Well, it doesn't do anything. And palsy is negative to attack. I think we're going to do the Aggie one, so that means we're going to go probably down here. Casualty replenishment rate is going to be really good. Pestilence is somewhere around in here. Don't tell me, I'll find out. That's shitting yourself. well, Mucus Runs is really the big one, is Vanguard deployment. So that way when we hit somebody with this on our army, we have something called Vanguard deployment, which means we can get right in their face. Because normally you have two deployment zones that are like really close to one another, or like that are equally distance apart, and then there's a white zone in between that and around it that you can Vanguard.
Delightfully peaceful.
Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think, let's see, so you can go into channel stance. Because, I mean, to be honest, we really can't get here, and we can't do the recruitment glitch for some reason. So that's not an option.
Science.
So let's pretend to fight this, and we're just going to lose, because we're stuck in this Providence anyways. Oh, I forgot to get a Beast of Nurgle this turn. Or this fight, just so he could heal in the background. Oh well. So that means our Beast of Nurgle is not going to regenerate as much when we actually kill these guys. So this is what's going to happen. We infect Nurgle, or Kugath I should say. Nurgle's the god. Anyways, I'm going to get those two mixed up. We're going to you infect Kugath. This is like a general strategy you can play even if you're not trying to lose horribly like I am. The anti-player bias is going to come in. You infect Kugath's army. You infect Kugath's army, and then so that way you get one infection, and then you fight this battle and lose, so that's 2 infections, then you kill them, and then you get an extra 5 infections. I don't understand how that works, it just does. I've never had it not work, so yeah. Which does make sense in some degrees, in some bits and bobs, because one of those Kugath's things is they like death. Death is the reason why he gets death magic. They're supposed to be like good spellcasters with death magic, and the more I read about it, nobody in Nurgle's like at all really is all that great of spellcasters. Kugath isn't, he's good at plagues, which is not spells.
Nurgle's pestilent blue master.
A few small things. I think these guys got. I know they got faster. I'm not sure if they've got better melee stats. But so plague bearers are a little bit better. Not by much, but they're not complete dog shit. Okay, good. We're just gonna use our drone to hit this guy as much as possible. God, that bug's back. So these little butthole thingies, you can accidentally mouse on top of those. You don't send your units to go up there too. Which takes like 20 minutes to come down. Because like the Z axis, and then Z, X, I think this is X, Y, something like that, Y, X, Z, something like that. They take forever to come back down, because they go inch by inch by inch by inch by inch up there, and you're like, hey, no, that's wrong order, come over here, and then they don't, because stupidity. Fat ass, turn around. Just in case he doesn't close. Little on the balls. I'm trying to use as much ammunition as possible. Oh, stuff from my backside, Daddy. Thank you, Dottie. Crushing defeat? Yeah, I know. I know I was supposed to lose anybody, but oh well. Having a couple of losses isn't really going to murder us, because guess what's going to happen? We're not leaving. Not yet. I think I'm just going to keep gunning to take this Providence, and then probably just leave. I've tried staying in sort of my own time testing this out to see how terrible it is.
A plague father.
So, it's like, do I even want to put growth here? I mean, I don't have enough to really do anything in here. What's the best financially? I could put this in. Because normally I always go the growth building. So that way we can get one population to go to level 2.
The rotting oxen.
Decided. So see how he's plagued. I click Kugath so I can open this little stupid thingy. Shabam! And then we're gonna go over and grab this. We will be able to jump and start collecting towards that. Fighting manually. You could make a point to auto-resolve this, but I'm not going to. Just in case people are aware or interested in my difficulty, legendary, very hard, because I like to suffer. I love my tier 3 units being taken out by Noblars. It's not that bad. It used to be. Oh, hey, look, a fresh set of Black Orcs from the Orc faction. I'm gonna go fight it. Oh, never mind. This Empire Swordsman's gonna win. Because that makes sense. That was Warhammer 2 days. The melee cheats for the AI was so egregious that it was sort of hard to calculate. We need to be in the center. Well, no. Let's skinny up a little bit. That way, Fat Daddy. One of his things right there is this little field that's blinking, and that hits the Nurglings. Then you can't see it right now, but it's there. You can trust me. I'm a doctor. See, so this is Vanguard deployment, by the way. So we're going to try to go for that. See what happens. Normally I go for constant vomiting because I prefer to not go against the demons. Because Kugath just sucks versus the demons. Because he's a defensive faction and he gets physical resistance. Which doesn't mean anything against demons because demons do magical. Fat ass, you throwing poo poo? Yeah, throw gut bombs at people. Just in case, a little friendly fire. Last thing I want is Dookie Gath to be throwing gut bombs and hit one of the plague drones. You could make an argument to get rid of these plague drones because they are 300 gold per turn, which is pretty gosh darn expensive. I want to say these dudes are around 90. These dudes are like 100 something. But I mean, quite literally, frogs are shit. Chaos Furies are not good, but they're good because how do I word this? Chaos Furies are not good, but they're good because towers and like the way that interacts, which seems like a bug to me. Frogs. Yeah, frogs are really bad. They're like ability to move around is atrocious. Please kill him. Thank you. That's loot money. Everybody. Army losses any minute. Wow. Stocky pieces of dog shit. Kill as many enemies as you can. They're gonna run away. This is just for the couple extra pennies, which I might actually end up turning these guys into diseases, infections, I mean. It seems like flying units do better if you tell them to hug the ground and then attack. Because teabagging is still a problem. So I lost one there, a couple there. Yeah, you guys will regenerate over the turn. Actually, you know what? You go stand in the corner and think about what you've done with your life. The reason why I do that is because Kugath will throw shit and then he'll kill your Chaos Fairies. Which they're like paper thin. The only Chaos Furies that have any inkling of survivability is, of course, the Zinch ones, because Barrier. Because the Barrier takes damage before Health Bar does.
Next
Put your hero in, and recruit 2 people. What did he get? Or some shit. Armor. Yeah. It's better than intelligent. We might as well stay in channeling stance. That way. One of the little cheats you can do, because you start off with one of these dudes in your recruitment pools, is while you're doing this fight and you're wasting a lot of time, you can get him to sit around and just regenerate. What do I want? Troll's not really gonna matter. Yeah, that's not for the Providence. I don't want to stand around. I could grab some elite units kind of off the bat. Nurglings to beasts. That's the flyer tree. 10,000. Just breaks my fucking head, man. That costs 10,000. Only 30. It's like that's such a hard thing to calculate. How much time does it take for this building to pay itself off? I don't know. Forever. Forsaken are pretty good. Well, I mean, it's a Nurgling and a Plague Bearer, so that's probably more value. And then I could recruit more, but I'm not gonna. Let's go for the Vow. So they do a small change to this. So this gives you extra Nurgle corruption adjacent to you, which is cool. That didn't do anything. Didn't touch that. That's like the worst possible thing I've ever seen in a tech tree ever. That's actually pretty good. I want to say they gave 10 armor to Nurgling, so that's something you could rush. But this is also really cool because now each one of these little location ones for growth also helps your recruitment cost. Yeah, like here's Frozen. They all do the same thing. But yeah, growth in that climate, and then recruitment cost inside that climate, so when you're inside the area, so... Oops, I'm trying to use the Civ in other games where you left click to drag. Chaos Wastes. This is Wasteland for some stupid reason. More Chaos Waste. Anyways, moving on. Great, I got dog hair in the back of my throat. Lovely. Oh, my little broccoli. I don't know if you get extra items for this, but I'll try.
Grandfather's children.
Yeah, it's a slow start, but once the AI starts building 20 stacks, then everybody's gonna be in my land. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, some of the patches that have come out for Warhammer 3 have been cute little gestures. So maybe by Christmas time the game will be what it should have been when it launched. Mortal Empires is supposed to be in some sort of infinite beta stage in the summer, which... how do I want to handle this? It's not like I can run around in circles with people, so I may just cart ramrod it. The frogs might just hang out in the back. Frogs are still dog shit. I think they did a small change to how cavalry performs, but...
Enemies are merely specimens. Their corpses.
Oh, okay. That works for me.
For
No towers, so that's like a little bit better, but I don't know, man. Plague Toads are just shit. All puns intended. They're much better at knocking people down. Which, when you get knocked down, is like a little piece of infantry or whatever. They become invincible once they're knocked down. Which is why Vortex spells apparently don't do that much. Oh, here we go. This is why you have the Air Force, is what they're used for. These guys have a pretty strong missile attack. So that's why you take like a high priority target, like these Mornfang Cavalry are pretty strong, so hit them. Dumb piece of shit.
Infection is inevitable. I know.
Yeah, that's the... Well, they're gonna play grab ass.
Finger of 6 weakness. Taliban of flames. They die. The love of Nurgle. Taliban of Nurgle. Tainted one.
I'm sorry, where are you going? You can see there's still very many broken pieces to the game. Where your units just do the derpiest shit ever. Sometimes this game's got the programming of something it's really special at. You click things and your units are like, yeah, let me go in the lava, I'll take a bath. It's like, no. Stop spaghetti stringing and just march together. I don't know why that's hard. Spaghetti string is like meaningless. This is not effective whatsoever. This is effective. Like, this shit is modern. Okay, 2 sides of the fucking road so a tank doesn't come down and kill you. That's modern tactics, which this is what this game is not designed for. Okay, this is colonial tactics. Everybody sit in a line and punch each other in the jaw. That's what I want. I want old, like, Renaissance style, you know, colonial days, those kinds of things. But instead they're like, oh, you gave me an order? Well, I want the smallest amount of people possible to attack. Ah! Dumb. So what I'm trying to do with these idiot frogs is to go have them do something, like stand over there. Attack. I must have some mild moves. Using that. But it's like they've also did good things in this game, like the use of terrain. Any form of terrain this actually exists. On Warhammer 2, if you shot a spell over there, it would just go underneath the map.
Tainted ones.
You rebuilding that? Okay, going in the yard. Here we go. Oops, you guys got into melee. You'll never move. So it seems like things that are under 1,000 to 2,000 mass are basically non-existent as far as your push is concerned. Other than ogres. Ogres just cheap. They have, like, I don't know, call it extra mass. 400 troops left, yeah, they're over there. So they gave these dudes a buff, they gave them basic spells. It's like pulling people out, man. Worse than what it was in Warhammer 2. Yep, someone's stuck, so he has to come in there and help. What are you doing? Pinnacle of modern gaming, man. When I'm older, this is the game I'll show my kids. Better go ahead and save this game and put it on a disc or something like that. Lock it away in storage. When I was your age, I had to play shit like Warhammer 3, because I hated myself.
My experiment succeeds. It is done.
Dickhead, snot. I just find like attack orders pointless. You just throw your people in and like, hey, try to maintain this formation and then hit whatever. Spend, you know, 30 minutes sitting there smelling your finger, but you're done. You're out of the battle. You can go teabag down. Probably take this and it'll give me some intensity. Such shit cap power. I actually found Nurgle to have pretty good cap power.
Nurgles, come on.
It takes a while for Nurgle to become themselves.
Plague bearers. To that plague. One time, rotters.
Literally the last person. You guys break that. I think we actually win.
Father.
What else is running? Where's their lord? Oh, that's what's going on.
Very well.
Turn around, you dumb slug. Yeah, some of these locked monster animations, while it does look cool if it's like you want some sort of cinematic shit, on a functional level, it's absolutely cripples the game.
The perfect plague.
Looks cool. Doesn't function very well. So, yeah, I don't know how to say about that. Plague Bearers counting. So that's something to do with lore bit right there with Plague Bearers counting. For some reason. Plague Bearers were people, and then they got Nurglified. So that's the short skinny on that one. Oh, see, I got an item that does nothing if I remember correctly. Oh, actually, no, that's pretty good. I was thinking of something else. I don't want to have to come back.
Tasting ground.
Mission, got a potion of speed. If we get the whole Providence, we get the Charmed Shield, which is okay. Melee defense with a small ward save on activation with a bit of blocking.
Plague Father.
That, I mean, that's not gonna make much of a difference. Honestly, this is still probably the Kugath cherry on top. That Pestilence Decay is really good.
Power.
And then you can name my mage.
Fascinating. Submit
Pick up one of
to my
those.
research.
I mean, I have a lot of money now, but if I go ball slow and recruit all of this, then I'll be bleeding money.
The plague weaver.
Going to go ahead and make a guess that this will not stick. Yeah, this sucks right here. The fact that you start with this, like... Oh yeah, that's the plague thing. Wasn't there another one? No, it's over there.
Nurgle's excellent cause.
I started with, I think it was like Sithgross, the 5 plague one that gives you extra people corruption around there. There we go. Ah, the worst possible reward. Well, that sucks. So one of these things, you can get the one that gives you another AoE effect, like another Mortis Engine style effect. So then you can get 2 on Kugath, and then that's when the campaign's much simpler. If you get both of those together, you just blob everybody up and like attack kind of like I did. Like, hey, everyone start here. I'm gonna fight you here. And you just kind of send Kugath in with whatever support that's around him, and then you know it works out pretty darn well. That's 2 turns, right? Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I'll concoct a perfect
I hate myself for doing this, but I'm going to need them. How much regen do you get? 3 out of 40, right? Jesus Christ.
I dream of decay.
This will give me a bit more magic, but we'll just walk in here. I could go into an camp stance to get a small amount of regen as I walk through their lands, but I really don't want to face an army. So
Dissolve their flesh.
keeping with it, this is Total War. We found some new people.
I owe that trial
How
for
about
good
you go to
reason.
war with somebody? Oh, dude. You're breaking my heart. No, because that's not going to financially be worth it. I hate this. I hate it so much.
You are.
No real diplomacy. I'm still gonna do that just because it gives you like an inch. And
I am
we're
told
gonna
you
need
want
every
to
inch we can
talk.
get.
How disappointing. I submit.
15, declare war. Treaties. So you're just doing a cycling button sort. Nobody. You can also come over here to this thing until this does the same thing.
My bruised bubble.
So see how we've already got this speed reduction thingy? So that's pretty cool. So what else do we need in here? Mucus runs. And then pestilences. So that's a boo buzz. We're gonna keep doing that. Having the upgraded plague will be nice, don't get me wrong. Shit the fucking bed. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, we have a global recruit option. This option is how they had to add that in order to get the mortals. Which sort of makes sense. You kind of don't spawn in mortals. It doesn't really work with Kugath's thingy. Some sort of like super tainted spawning pools like the lizards. Which, curiously, you could actually take this system and give it to the lizards, and in my opinion, it would make sense.
I must test.
Hi!
No one tells a tyrant what to do.
I'm gonna tell you what to do. I want to tell the tyrant what to do. Well, I'm here to tell you. And you're gonna die. Probably. Hopefully. I mean, we'll see. Oh, God. Yeah, we're going right in the back door. Like, for fast factions, you know, a multi-pronged attack makes sense, but for the slowest faction that's ever conceived in existence, nope. One Nurgling. Oh, never mind. They have extra units. They went and killed my Nurglings. I mean, you know what? You cannot do that. How about that? How about that? So here's the actual battle map. If you don't play on battle realism mode, you get this, aka legendary. You get this little jobby, and you can also do this thing called slow motion, which is really helpful. Especially if you're not very good. You can also pause the game and give orders. Like, oh shit, I'm getting flanked. You do this now, and you can resume the battle. But your mom not doing it. Yeah, get up there and get punched in the big ugly face. You two idiots, since you're pretty much gonna die really quick, and then the slut. Yep, that'll do. Oh, you piece of shit. See this shit? Like, why are you doing this? I don't get it. It's like a Warhammer 3 only. Warhammer 2, sometimes they do it. What was before that? I was Warhammer 1. And then Attila, they would do that. To Kingdoms, they don't. Alright, they have. Oh, he has a cannonball. Cannonball these nuts. Go, my flying beasts! Teabag the tower. My boys. Now, ideally, we would want to punch through and then sit on top of that, so then they lose this 15% melee defense buff. That's not gonna happen. But I can try. Ideally, this is a good spot. They can put blockades here, but you can just say, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna just come over here and take this like center point and stuff like that. But I mean, ogres have more mass than Pugats. Look at this slow-ass conga train. Like, all of this train, and I don't understand it. Your units, I don't fucking get it. It makes no damn sense. It's just so stupid that it's frustrating. So there's no reason for it. It's just dumb. Remember, like, reading blog posts about Warhammer 3 development? We're going to make the game hard. By ripping control out of the player's hands? Oh yeah, that's a fun game to play. When I have to fight Stupidity. I want to fight AIs. I want big, spelly, boom boom spells. I want cool visuals, not dumbass conga line units. And then Nurgle's so slow too. I mean, at least the Nurgle's coming in here. They'll get their heal on. So by overcasting the miasma, miasma of pestilence, you can do a AOE of where is it? There it is. Melee to attack by 24 and charge bonus down to 40%, which is what ogres are because they're big dumb brutes. No, you guys come over here. You leave my dumb retarded frogs alone. Excuse me, I shouldn't be saying that word. Hello, someone's calling me. T-cording? That's not how you spell that. What's the nice thing about playing Nurgle? He's so damn slow, you can send a text message, revise it because you fat-fingered something, and then send it before anything changes in the battle.
Nurgles, come on!
Because old people fuck faster than Nurgle walks. One of the benefits of reducing, and I had thought about this, reducing the overall bomb. What's the word I'm looking for? Look at me. Don't help me. What the fuck happened here? Did they cancel that? That's cool. Okay, good. You guys teabag that. You guys are on fire. Yep. Two. So, anyways, what I was saying is the AI, and I don't think that actually shows it here, but they get like a bonus to some of their melee stats and stuff like that. And by reducing the melee stats to like normal, nobody gets a buff. I want to say easy, player gets a buff, normal, nothing, hard, minor buff, very hard, bigger buff. Really don't think major is the correct word because Warhammer 3 is like fucking atrocious. Like a Black Orc, which is like a really big, scary, genetically modified or some whack shit orc. It's like an orc on crack that's genetically modified and somehow made better by the Chaos Dwarves, which are coming in Warhammer 3, which is cool. And it's a vendor. I'm all for it. I'm all for Chaos Dwarves. They're a pretty cool faction. They messed with orcs to make them bigger and stronger, but then they ended up somehow becoming smarter, so they rebelled, which is that's the one nice thing that Nurgle does have going for him. The stream of is 100%. So the damage you click on is the damage you do. It's a nice little song. I don't want you to. These two die, I mean, it sucks, but oh well. I'm gonna need you guys to disengage before you start to disintegrate. You're getting your cheeks clapped. Benefit. So the green means benefit, red means cooldown. Cooldown. So what this does is it increases your power recharge rate, which is this right here, but it also messes with your wounds. Warhammer 2 builder. So that apparently isn't an actual wall. So see how it messes with that? If we come over here, it's 5 seconds instead of 1 to 9. Out of the pool currently of like whatever I started the game. Leave my dumb frogs alone. Hey, suiciding. That's something else when an ogre hits a plague toad and just sends him like that. Big dumb frog. Dead. So the thing is these are harder to get, and they do have some tactical use, and it ain't much. I mean, I'll hit the nail on the head with the hammer. There we go. There's the hero. This is... Anyway, so this is pretty cool because it gives you extra armor piercing damage, which is helpful for high damage units, and it gives you melee defense by plus 20 forward. Oops, I forgot to have my headphones plugged in. They actually turn themselves off. Oh, you're not using this in a chat program? Let me turn your headphones off for you. We'll save some battery. Bitch, I was talking to myself. Shit. They rampage, which I don't think is a benefit. Nope. The rampage is not a good rampage. Well, a shitty rampage. Why are you launching shit at my frogs, you dick face? This doesn't do anything, it just hurts their charge speed, which, I don't think that does anything for damage, and then it makes sense. Hey, army losses, Dad! So I'll show off another units will actually respond. Oh hey, these guys actually didn't get hurt at all. Yeah, they took no damage. So how this works is with single entities, every hit point matters, but with anything that has more than one entity, damage is kind of irrelevant because it only matters about model count. At the end of the battle, these dudes will be full health. It's just a weird thing. It's the player, it's just, I don't know, it's how they do stuff. It doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't really particularly logic all that well. But it is how it is. Oh, I'm stupid. I should have killed these guys. Oh well. We ain't gonna catch them now. I forgot about the rundown. So this thing right here is called an intensity mechanic, and everybody gets this. You get vigor, which is this thing right here, tiredness. And then you get melee attack, which is helpful because Nurgle can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. But it is a percentage, so shit units are still shit because percentages don't scale well with a small base number. But it's another thing to help make some of these sieges not as sloggy slog. But it doesn't really work with Nurgle's units because he's so slow, he really can't cap shit to take away from the defender. The defender doesn't get that. The defender gets the supplies and tower mechanic. Damn, I kind of figured as much when I sent them in melee they would get killed.
Another laboratory.
Oh, that's somewhat helpful. Okay, Fat Man, a little coat. I'm gonna go survival. So that was a pretty big victory. I got a lot of experience for that. Because the game was like, you know what? You shouldn't win this. That's helpful, but it's like, I don't know, 40 health or something. We have the money.
More plague splitters are useful.
Rose, how can I not?
I must test my
So in 3 turns, we can just basically do this to try to hold on to as much crap as possible.
the rotting oxmaker.
Yeah. Scroll. And then Pugath. Giving you the potion, this speed just seems like an oxymoron to me. Oh gosh. And so 16 units, we lost 2, so that does suck, but those Chaos Furies, we don't get them back until you build the building. The game does give you a small amount of extra troops, because currently all we have available to us is Nurglings. The reason why Nurglings are good is because, well, Kugath was once a Nurgling. So he buffs Nurglings. You get an extra HP thingy around him, so in a 35-meter radius around his fat ass, you help Nurglings. And then all Nurglings in your armor are cheaper, they cost less, armies faction-wide recruitment, but the Lord only gets regeneration to them, which is good. However, base game regeneration does give you weakness to fire damage. Guess what Zinch does? Fire damage. So it's like, Everybody but Zinj, this is pretty good. There's a few other fire-based units, like the Ogre Firebelly is one. I think a couple of Kislev units are, and I believe a handful of Khorns are do fire. But like everything, like 90% of the Zinj roster does fire, so it sort of makes you even worse at fighting him, which is kind of where I don't know if I want to stay here, because I mean it's death. Like, it's just get the fuck away from Zinj, because Chaos or Kairos will come down here after you. Like, oh, the player, I must I go get him. I gotta get the player. We'll fight him, punch him in his nuts, kick his dog. So I'm thinking, unfortunately, this is a strategic location special to the Dwarves because Nurgle was the last faction that no one gave a shit about and created Assembly, so they got 0 love. You have one basic special building, which this is not special. Gives you extra legions twice generated, which that's kind of helpful. Gives you diplomatic relation with the demons of chaos. Sure, that's somewhat on brand. Control +3. What the fuck? So level 5 building gives you 3 control. Really? Maybe I can take that 3 control, shove it up my ass. Dog shit buildings. I think was it like somewhere way over here. There's a Khorn building towards the Nikari's area that makes his bloodthirsters, not bloodthirsters, the bloodletters, his basic infantry, the greatsword infantry. That's like really his basic demon infantry. It makes them cheaper. Like that's good. Faction wide. That's good. What does Nurgle get? The base fucking building that every single lord gets. Everybody, all demons get this, and I want to say most humans get something that's pretty similar to that. Some kind of, you should probably do diplomacy, because we spent so much time on it. It's really good. You guys really gonna like it. You know what? I mean, yeah. 50, right? Right, because Kugath is half price for Plague, so therefore 77 means we can still infect Kugath. Try to get a little bit extra growth in here. So that knocked off a turn, I think. Unless I can't math right, which, I mean, that's it's on the cards. That's definitely on the table. I have the memory of a goldfish that got punched in the head one too many times. Because guess what? I did. Alright. Fruit of the garden. A terrible nausea grips you. Yum. And over the course of the next 7 hours, you slowly and accidentally retch up by lure than reaping black ore. Oh boy, double the size of your own head, egg, or fruit. The reeking sphere defies easy description, but must be used appropriately. Plant it on the fields. Send it to the sewers. Fields. So no plague bearers. Toads. Put it in the sewer. Let's get some plague toads. Yeah, I would rather not be better at killing shit. And then there we go. Which doesn't do anything, because by the time you research that, you come over here. You're in a wasteland area, so if I walked over Cliffs of Death, where's the Providence, you dummy? Terrain wasteland. So if I walked over here, then I'd get the reduction in cost.
March on.
Standard, see what happens. I think we'll do that. This is gonna be I'm walking around in circles turn. +5 growth is nice, but this is better. That's +20.
Nurgle's excellent cause.
+30. See, it's in here somewhere. Beast, children, Paragon. So they did change this. They gave you extra recruit ranks, which is cool, I guess. The double experience stuff is like, it's okay. They actually just made this pretty good. This is +7, -7 upkeep across for everything. Like, that's really helpful. Frozen, rot. Wasn't it like way down in the tree? Casualty, ogres. This is pretty good. Ward save for plague drones and stuff like that. Like, they've got a couple, like this thing right here makes plague bearers much more usable. Recruit ranks when they do die, which you're gonna get losses. So this is what happens when the DLC team seems to actually understand. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's mountains. What the hell? Where's the wasteland one? I know it's in here. Recruitment costs for plague bearers. So those are helpful. Temperate. Yep. Plague. Curse of the Slug is the spells. Nurgles and it's an effect. If you can attach to plague, it's not a base thing. This is okay, but it's when the plague is spread, then it gives you sight. It's not sight on plague, just in case. So I sort of read that. And I was like, oh, I want to see everywhere my plague. No, it's just when they jump. It's fucking. Wait, there's a one in Wasteland? Bro, am I losing my fucking mind here? Infections, Nurgles, Sparkles of Plague Toad, recruitment, cycling, Healy-Majigger, Beasts, Kislevite fighting, Rot, Glory damage thingy, Visitations for Great and Clean Ones. I think they could have attached something more useful here, but whatever. Ah, here it is. Temperate. No. Shut up, Eric. I mean, Josh. Shut up. Recruitment, Casualty, Plague Sores, Casualty Replenishment Rate. This is an attachment, so it doesn't do much. Frozen. Let it snow. Ogres. This is gonna drive me up the freaking wall and back. Did they delete that? No way, Jose. Mountains. Huh. Do we not have a Wasteland one? I was pretty sure you did have that. Okay. Anyways. Not favorite children's anymore, so let's go ahead and save again, and then that'll be the end of the episode. I appreciate everybody. Love you all very much. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey! The shitty greenskin faction died. Bye-bye!